What is up, guys? I'm here to show you guys another attack strategy that can be used in war to get 3 stars. So that strategy is the GoWiWi, Golems, Wizards, Witches. I've been using it for a few weeks now, and I've found that it to be a very resourceful attack to fall back on certain bases. Like any other attack, it can only be used on specific bases. So what the attack is golems, wizards, and witches. And what you're looking for with this strategy is an open base. So you'll see right here with this base is it's open. There's not many sections that are going to stop your troops once they're inside. And that's what you want for this strategy because they aren't tanky troops that you're using other than the golems. So if your witches and wizards get held up in a section and they get targeted by a mortar or something, they're going to get killed, which is why you want an open base so they can move around. So the first step is your golems. And like any other strategy, there's no set number of troops to take. It all depends on the base. I generally take 3, depending on the base. And I figured I would drop one here, here, and here. Because if I dropped golems there, it would grab all of the defense from right there. And that would protect my witches and wizards. So once you drop your golems and they get up to the walls, generally you want to drop a few wizards behind just to start. And then you want to break your golems in to the walls. And then you want to, after your golems are in, you want to fan your wizards out. You want a big fanned out line of wizards, because that will start taking out all the defense. And you want to wait for the golems to be inside. That way they're not getting hit by splash damage. Usually I get too excited and I don't wait for it. So once they're inside, your wizards are coming down. You're dropping your Barb King and your Archer Queen because there's nothing for them to stray. Then you drop your witches. You drop your witches in a group. You drop all of them together. And you take 2 heals and 2 rage with this strategy. You generally want to drop your spells pretty early. When you drop them, you drop a heal and a rage together to keep your troops alive. With the strategy, I tend to not usually lure out the CC because it ends up killing too many of your wizards. So basically, once they get started, the CC is going to get lured by this golem that comes to here. And all you're going to do is you're going to lay a couple extra wizards behind him. So once those couple extra wizards are down, they're targeted on the CC, you're going to drop a rage. With that rage, you want to drop the wall breakers if you have any left that aren't already in, which they should be. So you drop a rage and you drop a heal. Your rage and your heal are down, CC's down, you've got a whole bunch of other buildings going down because of that rage and the heal. By then, you should have a good group of troops going on right here, probably, on this base, and I would drop another rage and a heal, depending on what's going on. If I have a strong group of witches and wizards that are hanging out, up in this section, I'd probably just give them another rage and heal. But I mean, you gotta watch your troops. You want to keep your witches up, and if you can, you want to keep your wizards up. So, given all of that, let's watch the strategy and kind of just see what happens. So, start dropping my golems. I drop them kind of wide, and you'll see I didn't really follow through with what I was supposed to. I just started off by laying a big line of wizards, which isn't a horrible thing with this base because the splash damage is pretty far back in. But I should have just laid a couple here, here, and here, and then I should have dropped wall breakers here, here, and here. But I didn't. So let's kind of just see how it continues to go. Right now, stuff's going down. So I need to get my wall breakers in there. With it being gold fence, I didn't really worry about it too much. CC's coming out, so I dropped a rage. I dropped my witches in a nice tight group up top. and it's all starting to move in. So now that my witches are inside and splash damage, I drop a heal with that rage. It kind of just goes through, starts getting everything down. I seen that I had another group of troops over here, so I dropped a rage. But I saved that second heal for over here with that group of witches and wizards to keep them up. I also brought a P.E.K.K.A. in my clan castle. You usually want to bring witches or wizards, something to add on. But with this base being open and a guy had a P.E.K.K.A., so I figured I would just throw it in there. Hog Riders can also be used with this strategy very, very well. But I'll make another video on that. So you'll see my witches right here. They're still going strong. Got a big group of skeletons going. Everything's just kind of working its way through. Down here we got a Barb King and P.E.K.K.A. just making their way around, and still got a Golem alive. That's the thing I like about this strategy is even when your troops are low levels, it can still be used to 2 and 3 star. I mean, you kind of got to pick specifically your bases, but as long as your golems stay up, that's when you're in the best case. So back when I first started using this, my golems were only level 2, my witches were only level 1, and I was still 3-starring every Town Hall 8 that was open, and 2-starring most Town Hall 9s. And then once I upgraded my golems and my witches, it was every open base is just easy. So we'll show you one more really quick, just to kind of go over the steps. This war, our number 1 didn't get any stars on that Town Hall 10, so I figured I would go at it. It's really rushed. It's not very strong. They have a very lurable CC, but I figured, I don't want to waste too many troops. I dropped 1 troop to try to see what I could get out of it, just so it wouldn't be as strong when it came out. Let's head and go through with it. With this base, looking at it, I should have actually began up here, because if I would have started right here, there's all this defense that would have locked on to me, and it would have been better than down here because there's not quite as much down here. But I didn't actually pick up on that. I was more focused on just getting to that town hall and taking it out. So we'll kind of go through a little bit with it. I should have spread my golems out a lot wider. I should have put one over here. That would have really helped me out. But I didn't. So again, that big line of wizards. The defense is all pretty far back, so I was okay to lay them. I did separate my wall breakers this time. Get all my golems in there. I brought another P.E.K.K.A. just to try to get it going around. And as you see, I dropped my spells very early again. So this group of spells, the heal and the rage, it could have been saved, and it could have been dropped more like right here, heal and rage, to kill the clan castle and keep everything alive. And then this section right here, this should have been saved. I shouldn't have even dropped it. I was just working on getting them down early. I'll show you when I should have dropped it. So we got to really, this is my main strong side that's going. Right now, my Barb King's raged, but I should have dropped a heal and a rage right here to work on getting all of these defenses and buildings, because that's where my main swarm of strong troops is, and that's where I really should have focused it in on. But it still worked out for the better. I have a huge group of skeletons going right there, and a good pack of wizards working behind some golemites and a P.E.K.K.A. And you'll see when they have something to tank for them like that, they just go strong. I haven't really gone against any Town Hall 10s before, so I don't really know how to work around Inferno Towers yet, and which composition you're supposed to use against multi compared to single target. But with this case, it ended up working out very well. I broke into that core, hit the core down really strong, and then from there, it kind of just fluttered out. I had splash damage start taking out my witches and wizards, and they kind of just separated and got killed. But all around, it worked out very well for me. So that's that strategy. Again, you want to get your spells down early. You want to keep your witches together, fan out your wizards. If you guys have any comments or questions, just leave them below. Until next time.